Chevrolet Nova SS, the underdog muscle car with a heart of gold. Let's discuss the Chevy Nova SS, shall we? The car that epitomizes the notion of an underdog punching well above its weight class. Introduced in the mid-1960s, the Nova started life as a spiffy compact sedan. But it wasn't long before someone at Chevrolet decided to throw caution to the wind and stuff a massive V8 under the bonnet, transforming it into a snarling beast that could hold its own against the muscle car giants of its era. The Nova SS, arguably, looks about as inconspicuous as a bouncer at a tea party. At first glance, it's almost polite. The lines are simple, the design is straightforward, and there's none of the ostentatious flair you'd expect from a muscle car of that time. But don't let that fool you. This car is the automotive equivalent of a mild-mannered librarian who moonlights as a mixed martial artist. Under the hood, you could find anything from a modest inline-six to a thunderous 396 cubic inch V8. It's the latter where things get shockingly delightful. This 6.5-liter engine churned out a robust 375 horsepower, delivering a punch that left its competitors reeling. 0 to 60? That's dispatched in around 6 seconds, which in the late 60s was fast enough to make your 2P wish it had seatbelts. But it wasn't just straight-line speed that made the Nova SS legendary. It handled with a sort of poise that would have made Olympic gymnasts envious. Well, in a muscle car context, of course. Let's not go pretending it could dance through corners with the elegance of a European sports car. Instead, it was a brute. A charming brute that could muscle through turns with all the subtlety of a wrecking ball. You pointed it in a direction, committed fully to the throttle, and came out the other side with a grin that could scare small children. Appearance-wise, the Nova SS was wonderfully deceptive. Save for a few badges and perhaps a hood bulge, it offered none of the telltale signs of being a tire-shredding savage. There were no obnoxious stripes, massive wings, or flared arches. It was just solid, simple American design, a sleeper car, before sleeper cars were a thing. Rolling up to a stoplight in one of these, the guy in the tricked-out Mustang next to you would be absolutely clueless about the storm that was about to be unleashed upon him. Inside, the Nova SS was straightforward and down to business. The seats were more functional than luxurious. The dashboard was an exercise in minimalism. And the tachometer was there to remind you that what you were driving was something more than a commuter box. It was in many ways quintessentially American, rugged, practical, but with a wild streak that appeared when you least expected it. Still, let's not romanticize too much. The Nova SS wasn't without its quirks. Take the handling, for instance. At speed, it was grippy and confidence-inspiring, but hit a bump mid-corner, and you'd better have your chiropractor on speed dial. And fuel economy? Hilariously bad. It drinks petrol faster than a Brit quaffs beer at a pub. But then again, if you're worried about fuel economy in a muscle car, you are profoundly missing the point. Today, the Chevy Nova SS stands as a monument to an era when Detroit wasn't afraid to push boundaries and take risks. It's a car for the everyman, an accessible slice of performance motoring that left a legacy as rugged and enduring as the steel from which it was crafted. So, next time you see one of these understated heroes on the road, give a nod of respect. It's earned it by turning ordinary into extraordinary, one tire-smoking burnout at a time. If you crave the tales of underdog heroes on 4 wheels, hit that like button. Subscribe to Autoicons and stay tuned as we journey through the legends of the road. Drive bold, live legendary.